Sadly, they're going to miss our epic history of barbershop quartets.
Yes, the rest of you won't be able to listen to that.
We talk about weird things. I mean, when Megatron's not in the movie barbershop quartets, he would just shoot his way through what's his face.
He's a very violent person.
Oh, he would be great in barbershop. God, I can't do Megatron's voice.
Depends which one.
Any of them. You say any of them. Which Megatron voice? Yay, Megatron.
So do you want to talk us through the objective we're doing?
Shoot every Autobot you see.
Yeah, but what's the objective?
We're trying to find Zeta Prime and get the Omega Key from him. So we can get to the core of Cybertron and corrupt it with Dark Energon, because that seems like a good idea. You're the expert on what all these things mean. Is that a good idea?
No. Well, it depends on your perspective, really.
From Megatron's perspective, is that a good idea?
Well, it's Megatron's idea, so...
Yeah. It's great. Oh, that's my best bit of dialogue later on with Megatron. But we'll get to it later. It's not his fault, it's their fault that plan didn't work. Oh dear.
They didn't do it properly.
Yeah, pretty much, it's that. Like, the bombers didn't work, then our bombers are incompetent. I think, sure, they're the problem. I know, they're led by Starscream, but this is not the middle. Ah, Megatron, it's never your fault. So what random Transformers trivia have you got?
I don't know, do you want to give me a topic and I can give it to you?
Did we do the Omega Key and...
Oh, no, we haven't done the Omega Key.
We'll do that, you can... Off you go. I'll just go play my DS while you're talking.
No, you got to listen as well.
There will be a test at the end of this. Off you go.
You sure it's the Omega Key?
Yeah, that's what they call it, the Omega Key. I think. It's a thing they hold. Oh, the Omega Key's actually not what they're looking for, but that's a spoiler alert.
What is it they're looking for?
Well, we're looking for the Omega Key. What they get is the Mega Prime. Who is literally going to try and kill Megatron after this. It's a trick by Zeta Prime.
Do you mean Omega Supreme?
Yeah, Omega Supreme.
He's not Prime.
Prime. Sorry!
Prime is a very important... It's a rank. It's not a rank even then, but it's sort of a rank.
Surely Supreme's even more, so that's Supreme.
Well, Supreme... it's a complicated
Chicken
situation.
Supreme.
Lord Megatron, report.
Hi, Brawl.
The Autobots are dug in, and our precious air commander won't provide support. Enough excuses.
It's complicated. Supreme is part of his name.
Massive fucking thing as well.
Oh yeah, it's huge. He's always been huge though. Now Omega Key is an interesting one because the Omega Key itself was first introduced in the game.
Oh, okay.
You have other things that have been useful for it. I mean, the purpose of the key is it's a powerful artifact which enables some sort of supreme power over Cybertron itself. What they're probably based on, if I had to have a guess, there's a couple of things that could be based on. They're either going to be based on the Cyber Planet keys from the Unicron trilogy, or they're based on the key to Vector Sigma. Most likely they're based a bit more on the Cyber Planet keys.
It's Megatron. About time. Why'd he show up so late?
And the whole thing is they flit into the Omega Lock and it sort of untaps possibilities. But the whole thing will be very similar to the key to Vector Sigma. And Vector Sigma is an interesting situation. Vector Sigma is this huge life force, as in not an entity. It's an intelligence. Essentially it's a computer at the core of Cybertron that can create life. It creates personality and that sort of thing. And it was actually the Vector Sigma that gave personality in the original cartoon, gave it life rather, to the Stunticons and the aerial bots. Because before then they were just inanimate bodies, and it's sort of the brain of Primus in some ways, but it's more like a computer. It's also very enigmatic. I mean, when it was activated in the cartoon, its lines was, "I am Vector Sigma. Before Cybertron was, I was." So it's very grandiose in that kind of side.
And vague.
Well, yes, it is. Essentially, it's well, as I said, for one thing, it's ancient. And as soon as something...
Ancient things are always
Yeah,
vague.
as soon as something becomes ancient, it's vague. You never get an ancient sort of prophecy that is very sort of...
Never once the prophecy saying, right, this is what's going to happen. Well, they're like horoscopes. They have to be vague, that way they can be true.
Well, that way they can be interpreted by the listener to mean whatever they want.
That's how horoscopes work.
That's also how prophecies seem to work as well. A prophecy is only accurate after the events happened. It's like people talk about like Nostradamus. Oh, he predicted 9/11. I'm thinking of, yeah, it's easy to say that after the fact. Reading the prophecy and saying, oh, he must have meant this, an event that has happened in our past, but we can't predict it beforehand because you're only now applying meaning to it.
Any true future CQC it comes afterwards.
I was going to say, only from the past can we say that someone predicted the future. Because before then you don't believe it, you don't know what it means. But yeah, that's the Omega Key, it locks into this...
The core of Cybertron.
Yeah, essentially it's the core of Cybertron.
What they get is a Mega Supreme.
Yes, because at the moment they're heading down to the vaults.
Yes, the whole Cybertron.
Yeah. Which is where they're being kept.
The Technocrat's getting electric guitar on this. Hi, Zeta Prime. You'll be killed later. Means then Megatron reaches his biggest rival, Optimus Prime.
Do we get to see Prime?
No.
Oh.
You will see Optimus Prime in the Autobot campaign. Farther away. Maybe you do. When you see Optimus before Prime, then Optimus becomes Prime.
Oh yeah, because at the moment it's still Zeta Prime, isn't it? So at the moment
Yes.
he's...
Optimus.
Is he just called Optimus?
Yeah, no Prime. Correct me if I'm wrong, it was a long time since I watched the animated Transformers series, but there was one episode where they went time traveling.
Yes.
Because Megatron had a time machine from somewhere.
Yes.
And Optimus Prime wasn't originally Optimus.
Correct, his original name
was
Orion Pax.
Yes, he was attacked by Megatron or something. Or
Yes.
and they rebuilt him into Optimus.
Sort of.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
It's complicated.
It sounds it. No.
Your
Okay,
request
trouble.
is denied. I won't have you wasting more of my ships.
I see. When did they become your ship, Starscream?
Ah, Starscream.
Lord Megatron.
You want to talk about a Mega Supreme?
I didn't realize you were there. Air support request approved. But it will be a few cycles before the bombers can reach you. I'm afraid you'll just have to be patient.
We've got Autobot reinforcements headed our way. I shall make you pay for this, Starscream. Decepticons, hold your positions until the bombers arrive.
Boop, 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 boop.
Cards are
Boop.
so ugly, my optics are blurring.
Boop.
Cycle complete. I'm plugging in.
Ah, Megatron. No.
Weapons overheated.
The Autobots think they can snipe us from the bridge.
Mom,
Show them their error. We got another one.
Da 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 da.
Recharging heat tanks. Weapon tip normal.
Do not approach Megatron.
Ba, 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 ba. So,
You're right.
yeah, just thinking about things. So you want to talk about Omega, not Prime, but Supreme?
Omega Supreme.
Chicken Supreme.
We beat him.
Yeah, I mean...
I shouldn't make fun of
The
Transformers.
Autobots give up that easy.
They're serious.
Are you genuinely feeling bad?
Hold fast and stay alert.
If I got it wrong, I do feel slightly I got a bit of a slap on the wrist. They're like, not Prime,
Over there.
It's Supreme.
idiot. Fuck is wrong with you? Everyone knows that.
He's a guardian of Crystal City. The Guardians.
That cleared a lot up. That did.
Right. The Guardians, or as otherwise known, they sometimes go by different names.
The Galaxy.
They're Guardian robots. They were kind of the peacekeepers. They guard cities and they quell uprisings in the various cities across Cybertron. They're sometimes also referred to as Omega Sentinels or Omega Destructors, depending on what sort of franchise and continuity you want to look at. They vary depending on where they're based, in terms of what they actually do. Omega Supreme is sort of credited as one of the biggest. He's also the one with kind of a personality, because most of the others don't seem to have an individual personality to them. Omega Supreme was the guardian of Crystal City, which is well known for sort of being elegant and having scientific and many of the scientific minds hail from it.
Everyone, hold fast.
It's an interesting situation because in the cartoon, it was built by the Constructicons. And they were friends with Omega. However, at one moment the Constructicons sort of were kidnapped by Megatron, and they were turned evil, and was under Megatron's.
Transformers have a dip switch that you can just turn to evil.
No. He used his Robo Smasher. yes, laugh it up. It's essentially
that had to be made in the 80s.
Essentially, what the Robo Smasher does, it's the ability to sort of reprogram them.
Batteries and what do it.
It's meant to essentially what Megatron did essentially was in the cartoon at least, was he brainwashed them permanently.
Well, kid-friendly cartoons in the 80s, brainwashing.
He permanently brainwashed the Constructicons, into becoming evil. And what the Constructicons then did was they lured Omega Supreme away from Crystal City, saying that there was going to be an attack nearby. But of course, because they were friends, he believed them, because initially he wasn't too sure about it. And whilst he was gone, they destroyed the city to pieces. And as a result of that, Omega Supreme has a particular hatred for the Constructicons, because they betrayed his friendship.
But not Megatron, the one who...
No, he hates Megatron as well, but he blames the Constructicons as well, because they took advantage of his friendship.
Now it's personal.
Yeah, quite literally. It was the whole thing about being hurt by someone is bad. Being hurt by a friend is betrayal, is a deeper thing. What they've done with this franchise is they've changed bits of that, sort of. Well, no, I mean they can. They've got.
I'm just used to nerds when they hear something's been changed, freaking out. Been changed?
No, they can change things. I mean, there's different continuities. You can do what you want. I mean, like I said, that's all the basis. Omega Supreme in this is the guardian of the Omega Gate, which is sort of the pathway to the core, the beginning of the pathway to the core of Cybertron.
Does Cybertron have a massive hole in it anyway?
Well, essentially, you can get to the planet's core. The premise for it is at the very centre of the planet, you'll have Vector.
A boss fight by this game.
Vector Sigma, Primus. There's lots of sort of depending on what your source material is, what is at the centre of Cybertron is up for debate.
Nothing. It was all a waste.
Well, the whole thing of Cybertron is also usually the body of Primus. I mean, that's what it is in a lot of continuities. I mean, at somewhere at the planet you've got Vector Sigma. At another part of it you've got the plasma energy chamber, which is sort of the big which is a reserve of plasma energy.
Stop your whining, breakdown.
And it's supposed to sort of be this big foundry where the original Autobots were forged millions of years ago.
Megatron, they're everywhere. What do?
We hold them off. The bombers will clear the street when they arrive. Rely on that.
But there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So what's your favourite continuity of Transformers?
Oh, tricky question.
What's your least favourite Michael Bay films? Done, right.
Yeah, probably.
I think everyone's least
My
favourite.
favourite continuity is actually the Shattered Glass continuity.
That's the whole Autobot army.
It's all fractured and broken.
No, Shattered Glass is a mirror universe
3, 2, 1.
where the Autobots are evil and the Decepticons are good.
The Autobots have goatees. That's how you always
One
know
of them
they're
does,
evil.
yeah, actually.
Yeah, that's how you know they're evil. from all that
Rodimus does.
adventuring.
Rodimus has a goatee.
They have a goatee. That's how you knew Spock was evil.
The vault doors
They make the whole thing of it is I quite like it because it's full of references and things like that.
I get those references.
The Generation 1 continuity is obviously where it all started. I mean that's sort of the basis for everything afterwards. Characters and things like that. But with included in the Generation 1 continuity, you also have the Beast Wars and Beast Machines continuity because they go into one another. So the Beast Wars cartoons, Beast Machines, it all follows on from the original G1.
Engaging Decepticons at the Iacon Vault.
So I quite like that one.
That guy is huge.
Flank him. Use the
Fight.
debris for cover.
I quite like what they did with the aligned continuity, which, oddly enough, this game is part of. This game is part of the aligned continuity, as I said, which also includes Transformers Prime, Transformers Bumblebee, Robots in Disguise, and things like that. That's a good continuity. I like the cartoons for it. I've got mixed looks in the games, as we know, just because of how they portray some of the characters. Cartoons do quite a good job. The Unicron trilogy I grew up in parts with, but I never really followed to any great extent. But it's had some great scenes for it. I really like Transformers Animated. I think it's a really well done cartoon series. The voice acting for it's really good. The storytelling's really good as well. Sometimes it can be really quite clever for it.
Onward,
It's because it's one of the newer ones they can do lots of referencing. And it goes in some different directions than you'd imagine, which is quite interesting, quite fun. It's a fun cartoon to watch as well. Where's he go?
Should be fun. It's giant rope.
Yeah, well, it's aimed at a younger audience, but it doesn't feel childish greatly as well.
You can be serious all the time. You
No, I mean, it deals with some pretty...
Sorry, robots punching each other. Let's establish they're not giants.
Giant's a matter of perspective.
What's left of your
There's no puny humans here to compare them to.
Exactly. It's difficult for me to have to pick a favourite. And even then, the movies are poorly done because of Michael Bay. But the designs for the Transformers...
Always Michael Bay.
The Transform...
You just can't get away from him.
The designs for the Transformers are quite good. The designs for the live-action Transformers are all...
Always seem cluttered to me.
They do seem cluttered. They make a bit...
Well, I like the Gen 1 version.
Everything's very simple with them.
And you can tell them apart at a glance. Which is always my problem with some of them in the Michael Bay film. One, the action scenes are fucking horrifically edited, but...
Well, part of the ease
that-
for a lot of those things is...
Decepticons.
I mean, the designs for the generation, for the original ones, are toy designs.
Megatron. Your pathetic machinery won't stop
toys.
me, Zeta Prime.
Toy line, always toys. But they were easily recognisable. Whereas the Michael Bay one, you're like, am I being racist? Because they all kind of look the same. That's the Omega Key.
I was going to say, thanks for the advice there, Soundwave, after it's happened.
Yes. By the way, thanks, Soundwave.
So where's the Omega Key?
Further, Megatron. The sacred vaults are no place for your tainted spark. Nothing is sacred to me, Zeta Prime. You should have realized that by now.
So
I'm
a spark.
Advance.
Spark's their life, soul
Yeah, soul's probably the best phrasing for it, really.
thing for it. Which the leadership matrix is something different.
Yes, the Autobots Matrix of Leadership.
Because that can be passed on.
Finally, the Omega Key is within
Remember in the
my
film
vault.
where Optimus Prime died.
Did
First
you
of many
really
times Optimus
think
Prime's
it would
died.
be that easy?
It's a recurring
Come down
thing
here, Zeta
with Optimus
Prime,
Prime
and
dying.
I will give you the answer.
Dude needs to get a
I
fucking...
shall remain where I am. This
How many times has
vantage
Megatron
point will
died?
provide an excellent view of
How many
your
times has Megatron
destruction.
died?
Megatron died.
Yeah, how many times? In comparison to Optimus.
What, you mean across...
I will control
Yeah, across all
this
the-
entire chamber, Megatron.
Optimus always dies.
I need only close
at some point.
Megatron's died quite a few times, really. I mean, it depends, really. I mean, technically, he didn't die when he became Galvatron. He was sort of remade without dying.
Different voice actor, at least in the film, different voice actor. He got a different voice actor.
He did, but then, of course, Frank Welker returned to voice
Yeah,
Galvatron in the
film.
TV series.
Which is a shame, 'cause I like you.
Well, yeah, not anymore. Getting him for a film is easy. Getting him for a TV series is a bit trickier. And even then, when he has appeared in TV series, he's not been as a regular, really, since the days of Star Trek.
I think the most famous one.
Well, yeah, it would be. It's what made him a household name.
This is my
Probably more famous than William Shatner as a Star Trek.
theatrics don't frighten me, Zeta.
Everyone knows Mr. Spock.
Power to control and
I mean,
Everyone knows.
I'm just thinking it through.
Hmm?
I mean, yeah, he's either been defeated or destroyed. I mean, Galvatron's defeated in the Generation 1. Megatron himself in the Beast Wars Megatron, which is a different one.
nauseating.
He's kind of destroyed.
He never stays there for long.
Well, with the Generation 1, he's not killed, at least in the cartoon series. The comics are a different thing entirely.
There's nowhere to Decepticons.
The Robots in Disguise Megatron, he's not killed, as far as I'm
Is that
aware.
all, Zeta? A
Just trying to
pathetic
remember.
army of Energon clones. Is that
Don't
the
have
best
an
you can
encyclopedic
do?
knowledge of all this.
I'm trying to remember. The 2001 series wasn't one I watched much of,
Here,
but it marked it.
My downtime on Transformers.
The Unicron Trilogy 1, yeah, the Unicron Trilogy Megatron, he's killed and then resurrected. Quite a few times.
The Optimus Prime treatment.
Essentially, yeah, the Unicron Trilogy 1 deals with things. The movie series, as we've seen,
Well, I've seen 2 of the films. Then nope.
he tends to die in a lot of them.
to live.
He's killed at the end of the first one, survived the second one, he's killed at the end of the third one, he's resurrected then at the fourth one, Age of Extinction, where he becomes Galvatron, and he flees at the end of that one. The animated Megatron, he's imprisoned at the end. The aligned Megatron, which is the one that we're looking at here, he is
He
killed.
dies in the next game, but comes back to life. Spoiler alert. He gets crushed. But then Soundwave puts him back together. Spoiler alert from the next game.
How can we win if he keeps making
Because they Starscream in next game's leader of the Decepticons for about 10 seconds.
Yes, that happens. So, yeah, quite a few times. Prime seems to have more of a reputation of it than anyone else.
Yeah, and that's I think the film in the 80s that scarred so many children. And they went to the theatres with mum and dad. Ooh, Transformers film and Optimus Prime dies. Imagine how heartbreaking that would be for a kid. Optimus Prime just died. Parents were like, yeah, well, it means we've got to buy new toys. That's why they killed them all. A lot of them, in surprisingly gruesome ways.
Your machine is failing, Zeta Prime. Where are your boasts now?
Oh dear, poor Optimus Prime.
Over, Decepticon. Prepare.
You know what this game needs? This game needs a car wash of doom.
In this chamber,
It's still the best and stupidest idea. Which runs of the comics are the best? I don't know. Actually, if you read the
How can
comics
we win if he keeps making more clones?
of Transformers,
You just have a particular thing for that one, don't you?
it's just like the title is the car wash of doom. Like, Doom does not need to be near a car wash. Unless Doctor Doom's getting his car washed, then Doom can be near a car wash.
your weapons are
It's just the stupidest right thing.
Strictly speaking, it was Buster Witwicky and the Car Wash of Doom.
Yes.
This cannot be.
1987.
Yeah, it's just, it was when Marvel did the comics. The Transformers comics. Do you read the comics or read the comics?
I've read some of the comics. I read the IDW ones. The Marvel ones, which are the... Oh, Zeta's dying.
Yes.
The Omega key is mine.
No, we all knew he was going to die.
Oh yeah,
We
of
all
course he
went
was.
off
I mean,
this. We all went off
Zeta
this.
Prime's actually a new, relatively new Transformer.
Is he?
Yeah. exact lineage of sort of the
Your
predecessors.
spies were misinformed, Megatron. That device only activates the key to the core. But don't worry, the Omega key will come to you. Omega activated. Power optimal. Mission.
Yeah, that's how Omega Supreme talks as well. He always has.
Off to go. Well, Megatron's gonna have problems.
He's got a wonderful sort of linguistics pattern.
Reminds me of robots talking. In that kind of way, robots talk.
Yes, he is very I think generally a lot of the times when they deal with things like that, it's they're very powerful and they are intelligent, but they've got a limited vocabulary because it adds.
Aren't they older?
Yeah, the idea is he's older as well. But generally, when you get things like that, sort of when something's very old, it talks in a very archaic way. The idea of it's not quite as
forsooth, my great liege.
it's not as advanced as usually the excuse they
love
go
if
with
he did
it.
Shakespearean talk. That'd be amazing. Like, why would they shoot Shakespearean talk on Cybertron? Unless there's a Robo Shakespeare.
There probably is. I mean, there are poets.
Yeah.
There are Cybertronian poets. Because again, it's the whole thing of it's easy to say they're robots, but then you need to remember. Well, no, what they are is they're an alien civilization. They have a culture. There is Cybertronian culture, so there is Cybertronian art, music, theatre, poetry, literature.
Cybertronians' lives matter. They're not just robots. They're people. Well, robots, but not people. Well, they are people. Well, I say they're not people. That comes as really racist. They're not people. No.
Do you want to stop before you dig yourself any deeper?
We should build a wall in space to
God.
keep them out. How would you build a wall in space? That'd be a massive fucking wall.
You couldn't. It'd be a shell.
Shit. Oh, he's getting technical now. Well, we've seen the films, how much damage the Transformers cause when they come here.
Yes.
But they're the Michael Bay films, they don't count. You're right, they don't count.
Do you want to end it there?
Look,